One of the key reasons why the UK and the EU are keen on a rapprochement is the threat of an increasingly protectionist America under Donald Trump. On Sunday, the president-elect gave his first major interview since winning last month's election. Speaking to NBC News, he reiterated his key campaign pledges, including the imposition of tariffs on all imports from America's biggest trading partners.
I'm a big believer in tariffs. I think tariffs are the most beautiful word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich. We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're subsidizing Canada, and we're subsidizing many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast, but fair.
Well, Mr. Trump has promised to slap 25% import duties on goods from Mexico and Canada as soon as he is in office, and an additional 10% on anything coming from China. Many companies are now pushing through orders to avoid expected cost increases. Our North America business correspondent Michelle Fleury met an importer in Philadelphia.
So these are some of the bags that we have at the warehouse.
Is it one of your most popular ones?
Yeah, the Niche backpack.
Handbag designer Sherelle Mosey took action immediately after the election, reaching out to her Chinese manufacturing partner. She didn't want to risk delays, especially with the Chinese New Year fast approaching at the end of January.
After the election, I'm like, okay, we got to get these bags in before you go on your vacation.
The rush wasn't due to a sudden surge in demand. It was the looming threat of tariffs.
I got to be ready and prepare for it.
By shipping her bags ahead of schedule, Mosey is working to avoid the tariffs on Chinese imports that Donald Trump has promised to impose on day one of his presidency. The idea behind tariffs is pretty straightforward. Make imports more expensive so that products made in America and stored in warehouses like these seem like a better deal. It's all about pushing companies into manufacturing in the United States. But the big question is, will companies actually move production back here? One American firm with no plans to bring manufacturing back to the US is Steve Madden, the well-known shoe brand. But it is speeding up its relocation efforts. Just 2 days after the election, the company said it would cut its Chinese production in half to avoid Trump's tariffs.
Our goal over the next year is to reduce that percentage of goods that we source from China by approximately 40 to 45%.
The proposed tariffs are already changing how goods are being handled. Warehousing giant Prologis is seeing an uptick in interest from businesses looking for space to stock up.
These types of requirements have really been on the margin, but you are seeing some goods come into the United States. Our customers are telling us that they're finding spare places to store goods.
I can put my shoes in here, my workout gear.
Sherelle Mosey doesn't believe she can pass the added costs onto her customers. Instead, she's now looking for new suppliers in Cambodia and India.
If you're talking about adding tariffs on everything that comes on, people are going to be more concerned about buying their kids clothes and things that they need in their home, not a bag. You can shop on the website now.
With the disruption already being felt, the threat of these tariffs is already imposing real-world costs on businesses. Michelle Fleury, BBC News, Philadelphia.